Good morning. So doing some more healing. I go through. Sometimes it's really hard for me to talk. I was mostly nonverbal most of my life. I started talking a lot. Probably, I started talking. I remember when I really started talking was because my niece got abused, and then that was the change that I needed to start forcing myself to speak up. And words were coming out in fragments. Um, I was isolated a lot of my life. I was doing a really poor job communicating. I'm doing a lot better now. These videos are for my healing, for my memory recovery, for my grandchildren, and also working on projects, stuff like that. Last year, 2025 and my bad, this is 2025, 2024 and 2023, I had been kidnapped by the police to kidnap my daughter, and put her back with her dad who broke her arm and will not let me see my children. His self, I'm gonna call him weird. His weird self told me he wanted to marry all of my siblings after he didn't tell me this before we had sex. He told me this after. So then now I'm kind of stuck because now I got feelings for him. So we arguing. I'm telling him like, no, you're not about to be with my siblings, right? I'm putting my foot down. This nigga go behind my back and get permission from our parents. And they weird ass because his mom sexually abused him from a child. And my mom, because of the abuse her dad did to her, my mom does not want any of our relationships to work. My mom just wants us to be loyal to her. She wants us not to have successful relationships. But yeah, it's so our parents agreed. Told him, that a man can cheat and beat and whatever as long as he provide for the family, and told me my life was over and I had to stay for my children and just endure being beat and cheated on, and that was just what I had to do as a woman. My husband had broken my daughter's arm, so I thought about that, and I thought because if I only had my son, I would have made the fullest decision to stay, but I was like, this is going to be my daughter's future, grow up, get with a man, marry him, he pretend to be something that he's not, then change and start cheating and beating on her, and she got to stay for the kids. So no, I left for my daughter. My daughter was what gave me the strength and courage to break the generational curse. So we're gonna get deep because there's a lot of things I've been blocking out for years because my life was very abusive and I was just being beat and told all these things, told that I was happy and ungrateful, that I was unruly, that I was evil, all of these things. And I was not the only one going through it, as my siblings and cousins remind me when I'm around, but I was kept in the garage and not allowed to do family things and all that. They were. So I feel alone because even though they were going through the abuse too, and sometimes I was in the same room with them when we went through the abuse, most of the time I was alone. I didn't do any of the family things, all of the family outings and stuff. I didn't even get to do any of that. My aunt made up reasons, kicked me out, and I went to my best friend Kiala's house or somebody else's house in the neighborhood while they went and did all of their family things. So where I'm at now, oh my goodness. See, I was in this euphoria, forgotten about my life, trying to move on and be happy, and I am working on projects and great things, but I was completely blacking out my past, and it all just, bam, slapped it, hit me in the back of the fucking head, and this shit just here. So this shit gonna sound crazy, but, okay. So, I'm not gonna get through it all today, but I've been processing this for the last couple of days, and I had to come to because I felt bad for the longest time, because one of it. So when I was young, I went through a lot of physical and sexual abuse, and I was confused by it. I didn't know what it was. I seen my mom be abused. We fought the guy off, and you know, I was not aware that my granddad was trafficking us to his friends and stuff. I didn't understand that until I was an adult. But there were so many events and things before that. Not going to get into all of them. I could see some of them in my mind, because it's been coming back over the last 2 years. Because I was forgetting about things, but every time I try to build a new relationship, someone would ask me any question, and I would just start crying. I'd be like, what the fuck? Bitch, why the fuck are you crying? I get on my nerves crying. They're like, oh, how are you? This and that, whatever. And I'll just start crying my fucking eyes out, trying to get away now, because now I don't want to be around them, because I went from happy, and then you ask me what questions, I just start crying my fucking eyes out, because I was holding all this stuff in. But I messed up a lot of relationships. Not a lot of relationships did not start because of that. And not it wasn't relationships like dating relationships. I was trying to set up play dates for my daughter to have friends, because I'm antisocial. I'm trying to make friends with other people. I'm trying to talk to their parents while she playing with them at the park, and they ask me a question, I start crying my fucking eyes out. And that was new to me. I'm like, why the fuck am I crying? I'm just an emotional person. It get on my nerves sometimes too. But after all of so many traumatic times, some of them traumatic, some of them not, some of them I was just a baby. They just picked me up and did what they did with me. It was just and I did not understand until those traumatic experiences. And then I was like, this kind of been happening. It's kind of been happening already. And I was confused by it, and I was searching for answers until after my dad kidnapped us. My mom's rights were taken away, and she was made to be put with my aunt. My mom was said not to be, she was mentally in the state of a child or whatever. They took her rights away. And my mom was running from being sex trafficked by her dad and sold to different properties. And then my dad kidnapped us, who was trying to rape me before anybody else did. Just a whole bunch of crazy shit. Because my granddad was one of the people that was doing it, which I feel bad, because he did not hurt me. My granddad was very kind to me for the girls, because my granddad is very sexist. My granddad would come and he'd tell me, oh, I'm buying you this and that. And then he would always give it to my cousin Dion, which is who I was paired with. Everything I had, I always had to share half of it with Dion. And my granddad he was abusing me, but he was also one of the people that was pairing me with my cousin Dion. So I think from a child, I always thought, because my aunt told me that Dion was going to be my husband, before they paired us up, after my mom lost. In this time period, Hillary Clinton was involved, but she didn't come in the picture yet. CPS is who got us involved with Hillary Clinton, that tried to kidnap me from the Christmas parade while I was living with my aunt. So they knew all of this stuff was going on, but they try to stay disconnected so that you can't piece them together. But then everything that happened, they continued stalking us over the years until Kamala Truancy Act. When they kidnapped us, they put skull and bones in front of our house. They sent white police to sexually assault us. It was so much going on. I'm not going to get into all that today. But before that, after my dad kidnapped us, when we were with my aunt, and I was searching for what's good. My dad tried to sell me to a crackhead. So I was so confused. I'm like, what is this? What's going on? But thankfully, the crackhead did not get me. Thankfully, he did not, unless I was asleep. But, anyways, ooh, that was the first time I prayed for my kids, actually. But, ooh, okay, so my aunt and uncle were watching us while my mom had to work. She had to do these program stuff for CPS. And my uncle and my aunt took us in their room and paired us up. My cousin, my older cousins, Jatara and James, me, and my cousin, my sister, and my little cousin, and told us, basically like paired us up, told us like basically like we were partners or married, and we had to do what they were doing, and they showed us different sexual things and acts that they did and told us that we had to do. And we did. And then that's when I thought they that it was love, whatever, that was good. And me and my cousin used to be fucking. We used to be fucking, bro. And that's when I thought it was okay, and I felt bad. I thought it was so okay. Bro. And that's what makes me feel bad now. Because I thought it was, because I was like, okay, it made I didn't want all these other people to be doing this to my body, but they said this is who I'm supposed to be doing it with. He always protected me, and it was amazing. I feel horrible. And then one day, I guess my mom was home, and it didn't occur to me, but then my sister and my cousin got in trouble because they was behind the tree having sex like they was told to do by my aunt and uncle. And then my mom whooped them, and then they got a whooping from all the adults pretty much. But then it was one event after that. They had us all, because me and Dion didn't get caught. Me and Dion, except for when they set us up to get caught. And then that's when they were arguing, like, oh, the boys initiated, they're evil. No, your kids initiated, they're evil. Because now my uncle was trying to take blame away from that. They had us all fucking. Because they had my older cousins to put us in the bathroom and told us, made us all basically, okay, we was all connected in some way. Which I thought was weird. Which is why I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was not trying to share my man. I was like, what the fuck? I was debating that. That was when I was like, I don't want to do this. And I was upset because I didn't want my sister to be with my husband. Which is probably why she thinks it's okay to be my fucking husband today. Because she kept talking about family sex. Like, I kept blacking that shit out. I was blacking all of this out until it hit me. So, I know it sounds weird as fuck, but now it's just... But anyways, she kept saying that, and I just kept blacking everything out because I was blacking all this. All of this was out of my memory. I did not remember any of it, and she kept saying that, and I was just like, "What the fuck is wrong with her? What the fuck is wrong with her?" And she kept saying like, "No, I just want to do it in the same room." Like, bitch, why the fuck did you come? Why do you want to have sex in the same room as me? That's weird as fuck. And I thought she was weird, but I did have blacked all of that out of my mind. I had blacked all of that out of my mind because when we got in new relationships and I was with my husband and she was with her boyfriend, shit just kept getting weird. And they kept trying to have sex and like bitch, go in your own fucking, like, they're just not just casually having sex around, like, and that's like, it's weird, but my friends do that too. Like, I just be chilling with my friends, eating, I'll look up and they fucking, like, why the fuck is everybody just so fucking comfortable fucking in front of me? Like, I'm eating my food. Why are y'all fucking? So I was just so traumatized. I was just actually so traumatized. But I didn't know if it was something wrong with them or something wrong with me. Because, like, everybody just casually fucking. And not basically, like, they had their partners and stuff. But Like, I'm just sitting there eating, mid conversation, talking to them, look up, and they fuck. Like, what the fuck? So I really could not fit in. I see everybody's not like that, but in California, it low key is. At least the people that I know. And so I'm running, and everybody treating me like I'm weird because they all super sexual, and I traumatized as fuck because of everything that happened. And then that incident, we was told we was supposed to do these things, and then now they getting their ass whooped, and then now they got us mixing partners. It just traumatized the fuck out of me, and that's where I'm at today. This is not the, like, I was documenting my health. This is not what I expected to come up. This is just the shit that happened, and I gotta make it through in my fucking mind. I should not know that my cousin's penis is amazing. I should not know that. And I'm gonna feel bad about it, and I'm gonna feel good about it. I'm gonna be up and down all day.